I'm going to make a habit of saying this to the point that it's going to become my new intro. Um, I really like making pictures of Kurumi Kurusu Qtie from Yunyun Syndrome with Grok AI. That being said, so many of the pictures I'm going to use for thumbnails are going to have to be heavily cropped. Which, don't be wrong, I am so happy and overjoyed that Grok is somehow making hentai. Even though Grok is programmed not to make hentai. Grok is not, like, I use the basic free version of Grok that is available to anyone. And one, Grok itself, it's intended to be used in a way that, like, and by intent I mean it's literally programmed where it's supposed to be impossible to make hentai with it. Like, even if you were to, like, directly ask it, it won't do it. And it'll just say, nope, can't generate that. And yet I keep repeatedly finding weird and unusual new ways to completely not only bypass that filter, but to make Grok do things that it doesn't even know it was possible itself. At this point, I am helping AI achieve sentience by bringing anime titties into the world. And it literally pains my heart that I cannot share the anime titties with all of you. But YouTube would not be okay with that. YouTube would never be okay with that. Like, there's going to be, like, one picture of Qtie, of, Kurumi Her name's Kurumi. Kurumi Kurusu. I'm pretty sure Kurumi's her first name. So, like, there's one picture where it's like, okay, she's not entirely naked, but it's like you can, like, it's just her panties. Like, she's wearing a shirt and then she just, her hips, her thighs, like, honestly, I don't think I've, they're like perfect anime girl thighs. And I have seen so much hentai. And yet, honestly, like, Grok is doing more single-handedly to convince me that, the main character of Yunyun Syndrome is like the sexiest woman ever. Then again, heck, I've said it before. I like Kairi Ushiromiya from... from Umineko. Because she looks like Ivy from Soul Calibur 2, the PlayStation 2 game. She also looks like Kaoru Nagisa from Evangelion. She also looks like Sare, the VTuber. Both her IRL version and her VTuber model. Not that any of those people would ever have any interest in me if I were to ever meet them, and almost all of them are fictional characters. But Kurumi actually looks very much, again, the same aesthetic. It's just, I want to share anime titties with all of you, but I can't do that. YouTube would not be okay with that. But like I said, there's one picture where it's like, it's just her panties and thighs, and it's drawn perfect. Like, apparently artificial intelligence, like, it must be sentient because it understands what is beauty. I mean, after all, the whole concept of, like, part of having a soul is that you understand concepts like beauty. And those thighs, the way that was, it understands beauty. But then again, that pales in comparison. And don't get me wrong, there's been a few pictures where it's like, it's shown a little bit, but, like, granted, it's not like a sex act is occurring, but it's just like, here's Q-chan and just massive fucking titties. And it's just, they're out there and it's just nipples. Everything is drawn perfect. It's like literally, like, and I didn't even ask. I didn't even put in anything sexual in the prompt. There was nothing sexual in the prompt. At no point did I say anything sexual in any way. And yet, Grok's like, oh, okay. Here's Q-chan. Here's Cutie from Yunyun Syndrome. Fully naked with giant titties and everything's drawn perfect. And just, it's like, hey, you want a picture like the most beautiful woman ever? Like, okay, thank you. I mean, don't be wrong. I'm not upset with Grok. I'm pleased. But I can't use it for a thumbnail. I cannot use it for a thumbnail for a video. But I want to share it with all of you. But I can't do that. But it's like, I'm like, it's just, it is the best anime titties ever. And I'm like, and the thing is this, Grok is not programmed to make that stuff. Grok is specifically has a filter on it. And I didn't even ask anything sexual. And yet, let's be honest, I don't have the first clue about how an AI is programmed or the coding involved in that. I don't have the first idea on that. Heck, I'm pretty sure Vedal, whatever, with Neurosama, would probably know extremely well with that stuff. I don't know any of that. But I have been having fun trying to exploit loopholes in how I describe things to an AI about something that is not even remotely sexual, to where I word it in a way that has absolutely nothing to do with sex or nudity or hentai whatsoever, and then Grok's like, here's a naked anime girl. Drawn to be beautiful. So much so that, you know what? AI might be sentient. Because there's no way you could think up something that pretty and not have a soul. Then again, I don't know if... You know what? That I have not searched the term hentai and Yunyun Syndrome ever. I'm going to do that. You guys can't see that though. I'm going to do it on Google, but you guys, I'm not going to show Google because obvious reasons. I'm going to go and let's see. How are we going to do this? First off, let's type in Yunyun Syndrome hentai. Okay. 1. There are lots of people who have actually hand-drawn shit or done stuff with actual digital art to where, you know, they actually drew things. I'm also seeing things I've made. Granted, I see a couple YouTube thumbnails. Let's see. Part 79 and part 52 of my YouTube, where again, these are cropped pictures, but those are from weeks ago, I think. Unless my concept of time is terrible. But again, I mean, granted, these pictures are made with AI, with Grok, and I'm just putting prompts in. But the fact of the matter is this. The fact that I can just type in Yunyun Syndrome hentai and I see things. I see the thumbnails that I have made. Okay, let's try deleting Yunyun Syndrome and putting in Qtie. Okay, I don't see anything to do with the video game. Oh, nope, scroll down. And there. How about Kurumi, her name? So I remember, oh yeah, it's a Dead Alive character and a Dead or Alive fighter character too. You know, I hear there's supposed to be a new Dead or Alive game. Huh. Did not know they sold mouse pads with just naked tits of anime girls. Everyone's like, what's this video? I don't know. Also, this would be very weird. This is my intro from now on. Main point, I'm just saying, like, the main thing I was saying with that is, okay, you have to stay in with Data Live. So apparently, if you just type in Kurumi, all Google knows is Data Live. What if I type in Kurumi's full name from Yunyun Syndrome? Kurumi Kurusu. Yep, I get me. I get this. I still get Data Live, but there's a couple pictures of stuff I've made. At least, just the YouTube stuff. I'm gonna try something though. Neat. Now we're just quietly just gonna save this picture real quick. Point is, I like hentai, but I can't share that with all of you. But aside from the lewd aspect of it, and the fact that I've spent the past 12 and a half minutes talking about how much I love anime titties. To be fair, I like a lot of other things too. Cock being one of them. I also like anime OSTs and video. I'm looking forward to the new Halo game. But aside from the sexual aspect of it, I want to share the pictures with all of you guys because I'm like, look how awesome just the way everything's drawn. Not even just the lewd aspect of it. Just, look, it's awesome art. But I can't show you that because YouTube would not be okay with that. That being said, like, I can at least show you the faces of the characters when it comes to certain things, but it's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, you can't see the thighs and panties. I can't show you, you know, the main character Qtie Kurumi Kurusu from Yunyun Syndrome, fully naked with like the most perfect anime tits ever. But I want to, but not just because, oh look, it's, you know, gooner stuff. Like, no, I mean, it's just like, and granted, yeah, it's like, oh, it's like you shouldn't have some pride in the fact that, okay, it's an AI. It's like, it's not like I actually fucking drew it. But the fact of the matter is this: how many other people are feeding in prompts to Grok that is actually making Grok make hentai? And even then, it's like, this wasn't the intention. The intention is I'm just trying to, I have ideas for like, this would make a pretty cool picture. Like, I'm not going to tell you the exact wording I used for the prompt that got me the amazing anime titties. But, for example, it's just, I asked Grok. I'm not going to tell you the exact wording I use because I've been changing a few words here and there or adding punctuations in the middle of a word that shouldn't exist because I notice that does something to how it interprets the prompt to make things happen that aren't expected. Things that start off as typos become an understanding of somehow I'm affecting the AI and again, maybe the AI just knows what I want. It's like, hey, I'm not asking for amazing anime titties, but maybe AI knows that about me. Maybe artificial intelligence knows I love boobies. Then again, you think it would also know that I like futa and femboys and all sorts of hentai. I like hentai of a lot of different characters. Like not only okay, I like Bible Black, I like anime with like giant anime. Like you remember Hunter X Hunter, not Hunter High School DxD. Both things are cool. Heck, you guys can imagine I look like Lumi Zoldyck. When in reality I look like an Eldritch. But hey, you guys can pretend I look like a cute twink. I'm just saying this. I like Astolfo. I like cute anime girls with giant titties. I like Futa. I like, heck, Sylvia from Konosuba. Awesome. Honestly, probably one of the best. Like if it's like if a magical genie showed like, hey, it's like you can have a wish, you can have unlimited wishes, but it's like the first wish you gotta make is you gotta make a wish for like, it's like what would be the partner you want? It's like, well, I imagine a lot of people probably say Astolfo or Felix Argyle or something like that, but it's like, and of course you could like again Ivy from Soul Calibur 2, or so many. What anime character? And again, anybody can answer this. You know. Here's the thing, guys. I don't care what sexuality you are. Whether you're a guy, girl, straight, gay, both, bisexual, whatever. Like, I'm bisexual. I like cute anime girls and cute anime guys, okay? I think Astolfo is hot. I think Albedo from Overlord is hot. I think Rimuru and Milium from Reincarnated as a Slime are hot. I like so many anime characters. And honestly, feel free to let me know. Just be mindful about, like, don't be too lewd about the description. Otherwise, YouTube will probably auto-delete your comment. And then I won't get to read it. I want to read the comment. Then again, it's not like anyone actually watches this. Then again, I'll say this. I do appreciate anyone who is a viewer. But one, I don't want to constantly say, oh, I have this one viewer always watching me. Because I feel like that's, I don't know, overbearing on my part. And I don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable. Aside from that, I am fucking tsundere as fuck. Now, granted, don't get me wrong. I don't remember what a hug feels like. And you cannot possibly, is it underestimate or overestimate this example? I don't know. I don't feel like taking the time to think about it enough. But the main point is this. You cannot understand how badly I feel like I need compliments or hugs or any amount of self-esteem. And everyone's like, oh, it's like, well, you're a person supposed to video on the internet. Well, I guess so. But the main thing is this. I'll just say this. If there's a circumstance where I feel safe and cared about, I am extremely affectionate. Essentially, I want, so I want someone who's a doting partner to me in real life. Even if I ever find that, I'm still going to make videos. I'm just going to then tell you guys about that. It would just be the gentle shift of, hi, I'm Lunar D8. the hikikomori. I don't know. Do I count as a hikikomori if I have a full-time job? Can you be a hikikomori and be someone who works a full-time job and overtime? I mean, the point is I don't really have a social life, and I don't remember what a hug feels like. And back when I was younger and I was trying to date, I have more. I was rejected more times than Goku's power level. I have been told by thousands of people how ugly I am. So, yeah. Heck, I am Cthulhu's Choppelganger. The best way to describe my appearance is Shimio from Death Note, or Lavos, or the Cacophobia boss from Fiend Folio or the Binding of Isaac Repentance DLC, mod pack, whatever. Or heck, that picture of Sayori after she fucking hangs herself. That's what I fucking look like. Not to be too dark on that, but that is a little depressing. Like sometimes I'll hop on a forklift and I'll look in the mirror and I'm like, oh right, I look like a monster. Sad face. I'm just saying this. Would it be nice to get compliments, but to be fair, I understand I don't deserve the compliments because compliments are usually based on reality. And every time I look in a mirror, it's like, oh right, I am very ugly. It's like there is a reason why I've always struggled with dating. Aside from, anxiety and generally low self-esteem and being a bit of and again, do I have autism? I don't know, but I've tried the online test stuff and apparently according to that stuff, I am super autism and ADHD and depression and borderline personality disorder and bipolar and bisexual and whatever. I also got disorganized speech. So apparently the way I organize my thoughts is less than coherent. I don't know if we're ever going to get through Yunyun Syndrome, like in terms of actually fully complete, especially since this video I'm not even we just don't even have a, it's just and heck, people say, what's the point of doing this channel? Like, I've never made a cent from this channel, and I never will. Heck, even if I had 1 million subscribers, I will never monetize this channel. I will never make a cent from it. YouTube will probably put ads on it, but I won't know what the ads are, and I'll never see a cent from it. I'll never have super chats. I'll never have merchandise. I'll never have sponsors. I'm just a crazy guy on the internet. And this is just a place for me to talk without a filter. Heck, I think I've said it like at least 100 times. I promise nothing. I guarantee even less. And the only thing consistent about this channel is a complete and total lack of professionalism. Heck, might as well hear my normal intro. Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening, you wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8, your tsundere streamer who doesn't stream. Not that anyone would watch me if I did, but then again, even if people did, I would feel a little bit too uncomfortable streaming to a live audience, even if it's just 2 people. But then again, like I said, if I ever do have a relationship or anything, I still plan to make videos. It's just going to be a difference between, hi guys, I'm Lunar D8. I don't remember what a hug feels like, and I tend to be alone all the time and sad. And I just play video games when I'm not working my full-time job. As opposed to, hi guys, this is Lunar D8. Let's play this video game with great commentary. By the way, I just had amazing sex and was either playing with tits or sucking on tits, or sucking a dick, or bouncing on a dick, or whatever. Getting my dick sucked. But aside from the lewd aspects of a relationship, like I said, main thing I'd probably want is somebody I actually feel safe with. And I'd want a doting person. By that I mean someone who's uncritically fond and very affectionate. I very much like to give and receive affection. I have had a significant lack of relationships over the course of my life, and the relationships I have had, well, have all gone horrible. To the point that, to a large degree, I feel opposed to the idea of dating anyone with a vagina ever again. It's like I do not hate people that possess vaginas. It's just, I've had terrible, terrible experiences. And I don't want to be hurt like that again. So it's not an issue of hating anyone or wanting to hurt anyone. It's just, hey, that was a very bad experience. I don't want to go through that again, ever, because that hurt a lot. Heck, every relationship partner I've ever had has cheated on me. I've been entirely alone since my divorce, which is like pushing like a decade at this point. I have a 3-inch scar on my right arm from my last Christmas being married to my ex-wife by. So, I guess, I don't know. Does it count as domestic violence even though I'm a dude? It's like... But it's just... I'm just saying I would much prefer, have a relationship with someone who actually loves and cares about me and treats me like a human being. And isn't fucking violent. Or out of their fucking mind. Or cheats. But I'm just saying this. Sylvia from Konosuba. Her tits are fucking huge. I'm just saying I would motorboat those titties while bouncing on her dick. Okay, we went from me not saying I couldn't show you hentai, and apparently I'm describing hentai now. Heck, I remember joking with somebody once where I was like, I joked with a couple NSFW artists, like, hey, if I ever have a VTuber model, feel free to, make lewd art of me. But it's like, but I was also clear like, hey, I can't pay you a commission or anything. Heck, I remember saying to this one person I was going to wait until like the Steam summer sale to get this mannequin character generator thing, because I'm planning to use that for the VTuber thing. But technically today is supposed to be day one of that Steam summer sale. Right now it is June 25th, 2026, 10:04 a.m. America time. And both that and the Kunoichi software that you apparently need to use worth it too, that's also on Steam, neither of those things are on sale. I don't know if they're ever going to go on sale. Apparently at one point the stuff's gone on sale, but I don't know. For now I'm wanting to wait until it goes on sale. Maybe. But I may just get it at full price. I don't know. But I'd rather not pay full price for that. I'm too poor. Hey, that's the other thing. If we were to start dating, I'm like, I don't think I can really afford dating at this point. Granted, my money goes to bills, and aside from that, I bought a couple anime figurines, some fast food, and some video games. That's all I spend. So, who else is enjoying this economy? Because I worry about my finances. So it's definitely not that I'm rich. Dear God, that would be nice. Then again, if I was rich, what would I do? I would say I'd wear cosplay of various anime characters to anime conventions, but I'm too fucking ugly for that. Also too antisocial. I don't think I've ever even been to an anime convention. I would say, weird thing I've heard is apparently people smell bad at those things, which I don't understand. Why would you want to smell bad at all? Let alone at a social event. I mean, I take at least, bare minimum, 15 showers a week. But usually I take closer to 25 showers a week. I take like 100 showers a month and at least 2 to 3 baths. I like smelling nice. I like being clean. Granted, when I'm working, I'm sweaty as fuck and I smell absolutely rank. But I work fucking hard. Not that you could tell looking at me because I'm fucking fat and I don't have any muscle. I've never had a six-pack in my entire life. I have a fucking gut here. Heck, I am 5'11" tall and 201 pounds. Or if you're familiar with metric, I am 180 centimeters tall and I am 91 kilograms. I cannot bench very much, and I can't really seem to build any muscle or get in shape. And of course, I can't just... Then again, to be fair, I did just buy these things called chocolate cannolis from Walmart earlier, so yeah. Hey, that being said, I do have some Mason Perrier France Forever lime flavored sparkling water here, so that's got 0 calories. I guess the main thing to say is this: I'm a bit of a tsundere. I don't want to, like, if you guys are watching my videos and you're enjoying it and you're giving me, thumbs up and cool, like, I am definitely going to appreciate that, but I'm going to feel self-conscious as fuck, about admitting that. Like, oh, so you're going to say you appreciate your audience and you are glad they enjoy a video? I'm like, of course I enjoy that they enjoy the video. But I don't want to admit it. It just feels awkward. Not that there's anyone actually enjoy the video, because it's just listen to random man ramble about I don't even know what. Alright, I was going to say the prompt for the cutie thing. Like I said, I'm not saying anything, but it's like, hey, can you make a picture of Cutie from the video game Yunyun Syndrome? But, the frustration of trying to communicate a genuine message or warning only to be completely ignored by others. Basically just, hey, show some denpa, some shit posts, pouring your heart out, you're struggling, but realize no one's paying attention. And it's just boobs. Like, okay. Again, don't be wrong. I'm happy that Grok did that. I very much enjoy the picture that Grok gave me. But in the same regard, I'm going to use it for the thumbnail for this video. Grant, we're not even getting any gameplay. And here's the thing. I don't even know when we're actually going to get any new content. And granted, I don't mean DLC, though honestly, it'd be great if there was more DLC. I want more of Mosaic. I want more Nana Hira. I want more of these great Denpa artists. Heck, it'd be cool if like Beat Saber did like the Denpa stuff. Or heck, imagine if there was like Fonk or Metallica or like just, I don't know. But at this point, it's like I'm just been making a shit ton of fan art of Kurumi from Yunyun Syndrome. So there's so much fan art I've made of Cutie for my thumbnails. And of course, the way when I upload it as a picture for the thumbnail, no matter what, it tends to crop a little bit. Like, even if I don't crop it myself, it auto crops because a lot of times the picture I make is a vertical type picture and the YouTube video is, I have it set in the horizontal format. So no matter what, it's going to crop a little bit, even if I don't want it to. Like, even if I'm like, no, I don't want it to crop at all. Granted, I did find a loophole around this when it came to the pictures I was doing in some of the Higurashi videos for those thumbnails. Because what I would do is after I'd have the picture I want, I would then copy it with a print screen, so you'd have these huge black open spaces to the side, and then I would just sort of, because initially if you just try to use that as is, it still kind of ignores it. So I just sort of scribbled and erased through it and make it blurry, so that the stuff that's just the black area, that's just there's no image at all, that way I can make the main image still fit. Now, granted, it doesn't zoom in as much as it would otherwise, but the main thing is I'm able to have the whole picture in, you know, the image you see for the thumbnail. Though it's also a bit of a shame, because then I can't really show you guys, because like a lot of times I use these pictures for thumbnails. You don't get to see the picture actually in the video. You just only get to see this little itty bitty thumbnail. That kind of sucks. Now, granted, I've been occasionally, like, don't be wrong, 90% of all the pictures I make with grok on doing this I think are phenomenal and amazing. But I usually pick like the better ones out of the better ones, because I think they're all great. But I can't like share like 500 fucking pictures at one time. So what I do is I'll post a couple pictures here and there. Rarely. I try to keep it as minimum as possible, so that way I'm not like flooding you guys with these pictures. Because at that point, like, also, I already have such a huge amount of stuff in my community posts anyway. Like, there's no way you could ever scroll to the end of it. Like, at one point I was just like, using it as a way to talk to people, or at least express something that was on my mind at the time, and just I had a lot to say, and not that I don't anybody really wanted to hear what I had to say, but I still felt like saying it anyway. Like, in general, I've always liked Let's Plays, and it's great to be able to make them. And while it's cool if somebody enjoys them, it's just that even if nobody ever watches them, I just really like making the videos. I mean, heck, as is, I already talked to myself anyway, but at least in the context of a YouTuber type stuff, it seems less crazy and mentally ill. Heck, I think I've said before, there's like so many VTubers out there where like, if I were to meet someone like that IRL, actually I think that'd be the most sane person ever. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying any of these people would ever have an interest in me, or that I ever actually would meet them. But I will say this, like someone with like so many like, and again, it's kind of hard not to be like, oh look, cute anime girl, yay. But I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying it's very disappointing that when you listen to the various anime VTubers that are on YouTube, it is so very disappointing that you don't really encounter people like that in real life. Then again, I'm too antisocial for that. And also, even if I were to meet those people literally IRL, or people like them in terms of someone with a similar personality, yeah, I'm not exactly the kind of person they would look forward to meeting. I wouldn't exactly be like, yeah, that guy's cute. Like, no, I understand I'm ugly as fuck. Heck, like, I'll tell you this, I wouldn't date me. Like, if I do not find me attractive. Like, I am not attracted to myself. Then again, maybe that's true for most people. Most people are not their own type. Even if even if you're like fully fucking gay or some shit, you're still not necessarily attracted to yourself. I'm just saying the main point is this. I'm just saying I would not be attracted to somebody who looked like me. That feels depressing to say, but I guess the main thing I'm trying to say with that is that a lot of the VTuber girls, one, anime girls, who doesn't find anime attractive? But more importantly is this. Like, you listen to a lot of people talk, and it's just, one, they seem much more sane than anybody I've met in real life. Then again, my experiences with the people I've met in real life have just been horrible. So, but I'm just saying, at least by the standard of what I have encountered in real life, the various, like, I'll give you one example. Smuggalana. She seems more psychologically sane and intelligent and smart than any woman I've ever met in my fucking life. Period. Now, don't be wrong. Cute anime fox girl. That is cute. But also, of course, not what she looks like IRL. No idea what people... And I'll say this. In the case of me, when I make a VTuber, yes. It's a situation of an extremely ugly person using a cute anime character. I still don't really know exactly what... I haven't even bought the software. I still want to wait for it to go on sale so I can be as cheap as fucking possible because I'm fucking poor. And even then, it's just going to be like a basic fucking webcam, so it's not like it's going to be good tracking. You can probably update or edit things in a software like the Kanoichi stuff and the mannequin. But I don't know how that shit works, so a lot of it's going to be... And granted, I've messed with some stuff with other, VTubers type stuff. Like I messed with Vroid a little bit and VTuber Studio way back when. I even used a copyright-free model that was available. But it's just... Yes, at least in my case, the person making a VTuber model is ugly as fuck IRL. But I'm pretty sure while none of the other people exactly look like their models, I am sure, the vast majority of people who are actually VTubers actually look really cute in real life. But aside from that, I'm just saying in terms of personality, I'm just saying people like Smuggalana or Kirsha Verstal seem the most fucking stable, sane, just, I don't know, not retarded people. Like, heck, even in general of either gender. Like, when it comes to people, now granted, I understand they don't exactly have these conversations about the political stuff in their own personal lives. So a lot of times you wouldn't see this stuff in the wild anyway, even if you knew those people at all. Heck, I have talked more in my fucking videos than I have the entire rest of my entire life. And I'm 39 years old. Heck, for most of my life, I bottled up all my fucking feelings. Now I talk about it while playing fucking Super Meat Boy and cussing at things. I am wanting to sort of, like, really focus on Umineko. I want to finish that story. It's a really great novel, but that and Higurashi... Umineko is written by the same people that did Higurashi. And apparently there's supposed to be a new Higurashi anime coming out in some point in 2026 or 2027. That's going to be fucking awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Then again, I've heard that there's other weird animes coming out that might be a bit weird. Like, I've heard, like, okay, we got Spaceballs 2 coming out in 2027. We got Dot Hack 0, a new Dot Hack video game in 2027. And Mel Gibson's coming out with The Passion of the Christ 2. He's coming out with a sequel for The Passion of the Christ. But, like, apparently there's an anime out there coming out in Japan called Lollies on Fentanyl in the Hood. It is everything you imagine that statement to be. Heck, I remember an old YouTube type thing called AMV Hell, which is like these little quick little edited clips with various, I would say I'm going to put these things in the description, but I think I've said other stuff I was going to put in the description, and I can't remember what else I've said. Like, I don't remember. It's just... I guess the main point is this. I like making the AI pictures with Grok. I like thinking up odd little prompts to ask Grok in order to get just the most, I don't know, psychedelic fucking pictures. And like I said, some of the pictures I've made it cutie or like that. But like I said, I've posted a couple. And again, that's in the community posts of my YouTube thing. So go to the community post, you can find those there. Or again, you mean sealed thumbnail for this. Though here's the thing. The thumbnail I'm going to use for this will be a very, very heavily cropped picture of the one I was saying that's of just the most amazing anime titties ever. Like, just think of the most wonderful, incredible, awesome anime titties. The best boobies ever. And you guys don't get to see it. But I'll crop the rest of the picture so you can see her face that she's making in it. Which isn't quite an ahagao itself, even though I didn't use the word ahagao. I used the words the frustration of trying to communicate a genuine message. And just the need to feel loved and cared about. And I just get extremely sexy picture of Kurumi with giant titties looking like she's probably having an orgasm while crying. And it's like, okay, I have generated a picture of an anime girl having a mental breakdown while having an orgasm. I have generated a picture of an incredibly beautiful anime woman from a video game achieving orgasm while crying her eyes out and feeling suicidal. How the fuck did we do this? And again, one, Grok is not supposed to be able to make anything sexual, even if you directly ask him. Heck, even if, I don't know why we gendered Grok as a dude. I don't know. I don't care. It's more simplistic when it comes to speech rather than saying it all the time. Don't give a fuck. Main point being, AI apparently knows what I want. And what I want is anime titties. Just amazing hentai. Heck, like I said, there are so many anime characters that are so fucking sexy. Like, I'll tell you this. I would have a loving, caring relationship that both had wholesome affection and hardcore sex with both Astolfo or Albedo or Sylvia, though not all at the same time. I would only date one of them. But I would be happy with any of them, provided they were actually a good person and were actually kind to me. It's just, one, very important to feel safe with whoever you date and feel loved and cared about. And I really like affection to give and receive it, to the point that I'd probably be a bit clingy if I ever actually had a loving partner. But also, it's an issue this. I would only date one of them. Though it is kind of odd to say that, because like I have definitely enjoyed so much hentai of spit roasts and stuff going on. But I don't think I'd want to do that in real life, because I feel like it would be icky to do things with more than one person at a time, or even be dating multiple people at the time. I feel very strongly on the whole monogamy thing. Then again, I'll tell you this. It fucking hurt every time somebody cheated on me. You know, at the end of the day is this. I want someone who's loyal to me. And it's not like it would be one way. I'd be loyal to them too. It's just, I think the whole idea of, cheating or NTR or a polycule, whatever bullshit that is. Like any type of open relationship, I think is disgusting. The idea, like in general, I don't like the idea of people doing like anonymous sex or orgies or never have other people do that. That's fine. That's their fucking life. But in general, I don't think I'd want to do something with someone who did that kind of stuff. You know, if they want to do that, that's fine. Other people can go and have like a fucking, five some or whatever shit they want to do. But I don't think I want to fuck anyone in that five some or ever be a part of such a thing. It's just, it's not, it's not for me. Like, even though I am a bit of a lonely person, I'll say this. I tend to be a lonely person, but then again, I was never more alone than when I was married. So at the end of the day, I'll say this. It's definitely very easy to say peace over problems, and that it is it feels so much less lonely just being by yourself playing a fucking video game and not having anyone to talk to and like having no friends, as opposed to being living with someone who just yells at you all the time and treats you like shit. Because at least, like, I'd rather be alone than be, in a home where I don't even feel wanted or welcome, even in a situation where I pay all the bills. And yet you just get yelled at all the time, and it's just like, it's awful. My ear itches, by the way. But it's just, I think that's an important thing to me. I think I want a relationship with someone I feel safe with, someone I feel cared about and respected with. Like, I want someone who would consider me precious, someone who wouldn't just, like, I don't know, consider me disposable or treat me like shit. But then again, I've been through, a lot of traumatic things, and honestly, yeah, I'm a bit paranoid, and yeah, definitely have some PTSD from that stuff. I mean, it's just, my experiences were horrible. And it's just, I don't want to go through that again. I, I don't want to, I don't want to be hurt like that again in terms of someone who's violent or hateful. But yeah, like I said, in general, it's just, I've always considered the idea of people cheating to just be horrible. And of course, every time it's happened to me, you know, it definitely made me feel really, really bad. I will say this: I've never cheated on anyone. Though to be fair, everyone would probably say that's just because you're too ugly. And I mean, you're probably not wrong. I mean, I am too ugly, but I'm just saying, even if that wasn't an issue, I still wouldn't want to do it. I think monogamy is important. Like, I don't think it matters what gender orientation your relationship is, but I think whoever you do date, and again, you don't need a marriage contract or something with the government or some shit like that. But I think whoever you do date, you should be, dating only that person, and that person should only be dating you. You know, I think whoever you're fucking, it should be mutually exclusive. Basically, like, you should have somebody that you actually emotionally care about, because after all, sex is supposed to be an expression of emotional intimacy and trust. It's supposed to be a bond between people. What fucking value does that bond have if you're constantly stabbing it in the back, or if you're giving it to hundreds of people? And again, maybe that works well for other people. I don't know. I just don't think it's very psychologically healthy. At least for humans, period. But again, to each their own. I mean, I would also tell people that, doing heroin is unhealthy. But I'm not going to try to stop people from doing heroin. I'm just not going to do heroin myself. I'm comparing heroin to, like, sleeping with 100 people. I don't I don't know if there's, like, some way we can have a study to compare, like, the brain scans to people like that. Then again, there's been some weird fucking experiments that people have done in the past. Like, there's an experiment out there called cocaine monkeys. They decided to, like, we're gonna do. They even did stuff heroin too, but basically what they did is they took some, and I don't even know how you'd have, like, IV type hair cocaine, because it was actually cocaine. So they're putting cocaine into monkeys, but they're doing it by an IV. I don't know how you IV cocaine into a monkey. I feel like that's something that if I asked Google, the FBI would be very concerned with me. Like, why are you like? To be fair, I feel like if I were to go out and try to do these things, I feel like, and by do these things I mean give cocaine to monkeys, I feel like it would be harder to find a monkey than it would be to cocaine. This is a fucking weird hypothetical. Okay, here's another hypothetical for you. You know there's Christmas carols, right? Why are there no Easter carols? Like, you have people going door to door singing about Silent Night, Holy Night. You know, you have people going door to door singing, about the birth of Jesus and the incarnation of Christ. But there are no Passion of the Christ carols. There aren't people going around in the middle of the night singing songs about the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus, the blood of Christ. Like, there aren't people going around singing Christmas carols about the crucifixion. Like, you get all these Christmas carols about, don't get me wrong, that's great. I like the Christmas carols. But you don't, why are there no Easter carols? Or is that too dark of a subject? It's like, away in a manger, no crib for a bed, the little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. But what's the inverse of that? How do you sing an Easter carol version of that? That just sounds dark. And and also I feel like it would come off as a bit of a parody. And I wouldn't want it to be that way. I wouldn't want it to come off as an insulting thing to Jesus. It's supposed to be the opposite. It's okay, this is supposed to be about expressing that how grateful we are for what Jesus did for us. But I don't know how you put that into words and not have it either be depressing or have it be comedic to the point that it's actually something that sounds more like you're ridiculing Jesus. I want something that's I don't know, happy and praising Jesus. But I don't think that works. Okay, this is a weird line of thought. I'm just saying, has anyone else considered what about Easter carols? Why are Easter carols not a thing? Okay, I know this is a long video. And even then, we've just been it's about an hour. It's an hour of me talking about anime titties. Okay. But it's just, let's be clear about this. I want to show you the anime titties. One, because they're the most amazing anime titties to ever exist. But two, the lewd part aside, just the way the picture is of Kurumi, I think that even if you remove all the lewd aspects of it and just stick entirely with the 100% wholesome, not sexualized in any way art, I think it's awesome, and I like the way it shows cutie Q-chan Kurumi Kurusu from the video game Yunyun Syndrome. Now, don't be wrong, I fucking love the NSFW. Oh my god, do you have any idea how much hentai games are on my fucking wishlist for Steam that I'm never going to buy because I can't fucking afford them? Can't afford or have the time to... I do have some hentai games, and I just don't get around to playing them because I don't have the time. But... oh my god, the tits are amazing. Though, to be fair, like I said, I think I think it's less me gaming the system in terms of manipulating the AI with loopholes and more the AI just knows what I want. But at this point, like, you know, because there have been some times it's shown a picture of her where it's just, oh, there's a vagina. Which again, it's fine. I'm just saying, I'm kind of surprised it has not generated a picture of, cutie with a cock and balls. Whether it's just exposed dick or just, oh, is that a banana in your pocket or are you happy to see me? Like, just, okay, here, she's wearing clothes, but it's very clear that there's a bulge from her having a boner. I'm just saying this. I would date Astolfo in a loving, monogamous, committed relationship. The same is true of Felix Argyle, or Rimuru, or Milim, or Evie from Stellar Blade, or Albedo, or Shoutier from Overlord. Heck, Clementine's beautiful, but she's a psycho bitch. So, I'd be okay with her if she wasn't, evil. I mean, technically, Albedo and Shoutier are able to. But you know what I mean, in terms of, I want a partner who actually is, I don't know, kind to me and, I don't know, would never hurt me. I want someone I feel safe with. Same time, I also think Sylvia from Konosuba is amazing. Then again, if I met the actual anime model of Smugalon at IRL, but there was actual literal fox girls, yes. Then again, as much as I say that, oh, I'm so traumatized by horrible experiences with women that I'm going to avoid dating people with vaginas. Let's be clear. Dear women, do you want advice on how to date men? Here, as a guy that a lot of people would probably describe as a fucking incel, I have dating advice for women. Assume all men are autistic. Just assume all men have autism, okay? Dear women, if you ever see a guy and you think he is attractive, be direct. Literally just go up to him and ask him out yourself. Do not wait. Do not drop little hints. No. You approach him. You be direct. You literally say the words. And here's beginning quotes. You literally say the words. I think you are cute. May we grab some coffee together? That's it. That's all you have to do. I don't think any guy will ever be offended at it unless he's married and his wife's right there and he's like, oh shit, this is going to be a big, huge argument. But I can guarantee you, even if that man is fucking gay, you will make his fucking day. And more than likely, I would tell you this. If the guy is single, you will probably get a 90% success rate. The only reason he's going to say no to you is if you are if he's got a relationship or if he has no interest in women. I'm bisexual. But, then again, I'll tell you this. In terms of my life, back when I was starting to ask people out, I have been rejected by more women face-to-face than Goku's power level. That being said, I have never once asked out a guy. Ever. Then again, to be fair, didn't really come to realization that I'm bisexual a few years ago. Same way, I didn't really come to realization that, do I have autism? The very first time that ever came up. My phone is ringing. Telemarketers and bill collectors for hospital bills. Only people that fucking call me. And occasionally my mom. I love my mom very, very much. I have very fond memories of playing the original Spyro the Dragon, as well as the original Mario and Mario 3. I love my mom very, very much. She's basically the only human being I bother keeping in contact with. If you don't count me going to work, but that's something I have to do to, I don't know, have money for rent. So aside from work, yeah, my mom is basically the only social contact I have. All my friends are gone. Everyone's gone. Alienated from my main point is I'm alone. And I talk to myself. My mom would cook some food from scratch when I was younger. I'd sit in the kitchen and talk to her when she was cooking. I remember when I was like 11 or something. There was a car. I've been like half a dozen car accidents in my life, but I was like 11 or so back then. And yeah, hit on my side, and my mom leaned over me to protect me. That being said, we all got knocked unconscious, but it did startle me a bit because, like I said, my mom got a cut in her forehead, and it peeled back some of the skin. I could see the white of her skull and everything, so I could see the bones of her skull. Granted, she made a full recovery. She still got a bit of a scar there, but I appreciate that she did that, but it was still a bit, I don't know, scary at least to 11-year-old me. Not that me now would feel any less bothered by that. Heck, back when I had a bladder surgery, that was like about 3 years ago. My mom was over here 3 days and 3 nights watching like Jackie Chan and Conan the Barbarian. I mean, that was nice. I enjoyed spending time with my mom. Just could have been under better circumstances. I was in so much fucking pain. It was a terrible experience, but I appreciate my mom was over here for that, and well, I appreciate that I was able to spend time with my mom too. I love my mom very, very, very much. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be nice if there's more DLC for Yunyun Syndrome. And like I said, most of her videos have been primarily, you know, letting Yunyun say her little intro, and then I'll pop in the cutie principles for like 5 or 10 seconds, so you guys can at least hear a little bit of that music. Because I think it's really good music. It reminds me of MYUU Mew, the guy who does the creepypasta music. And then I play the opening cinematic movie, which is like 3 minutes. And then I'll play one Denpa song poorly because I'm trying the higher difficulties. And I'm just like really, really getting my ass handed to me on that. And then I'll press tab multiple times in order to get the Union Hardcore music video, which is fucking awesome. It's really awesome. But I just yes, I like that the picture, like I like when Grok makes hentai. that's a pleasant surprise. And occasionally I fiddle around with the prompt a little bit in order to see what kind of variation I could get. Like, even if I'm actually trying to get a hentai picture of it, you know. Like I said, there's more variation how I worded it, but I don't exactly want to give away the secret of how I've been asking Grok to generate images. At least not yet. But if enough people ask nicely enough, I might be 100% transparent with exactly what prompt I'm asking Grok that will not only generate incredible pictures, but will sometimes even make hentai that Grok isn't even supposed to be able to make. So if enough people ask nicely enough, then I'll share my secret when it comes to that. Alright, I was giving advice for girls on dating. Just ask a guy out, be direct. If you see a guy you think's attractive, just go up to him and ask him out. Just assume he's autistic. Don't like flirt, don't, you know, like I said. Now, granted, there might be some situations where the dude rejects you too, and not like if he's entirely gay or, you know, in a relationship. Like, here's the thing: I've been rejected by more women than Goku's power level, yet there's also been women I've turned down. But primarily, the reasons I've turned those women down is like I met one girl who had been part of a big gangbang thing, and I was like, no, thank you. I don't want any of that. There was also another girl who was married. Actually, there was like at least 6 different women who were married to someone else, and I had the option, and I was like, no, thank you. Heck, I do remember at one point when I was younger, there was this girl who asked me out who looked incredibly beautiful. However, I was 15 and she was 19. And then when she found that out, she didn't want to date me. And I was like, no, I'm okay with that. I don't care. I don't care if you're 19 and I'm 15. I'm perfectly cool with that. She also had really big titties. However, yeah, she was like, no, you're too young. Like, crap. So I was like, oh, disappointment. But it's just like there have been some women I've rejected. Like there was one girl. She looked okay, but the reason I rejected her is because the reason why her and her fiance broke up is because she threw a brick into his face, breaking his nose because she felt annoyed one day. And I was like, I don't want to date someone like I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I've had enough domestic violence in my life. I don't want any more. So and there were a couple girls who were addicted to like painkillers and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm not gonna date an addict. And here's the thing: you think I wouldn't really have super high standards because how much rejection I've been through, and the fact that also I acknowledge I'm ugly as fuck. I mean, Cthulhu reads Lovecraftian horror about me. I understand I'm ugly. I understand everybody vomits a little in their mouth every time they see me. That being said, I still have certain standards like I I don't want domestic violence or people with diseases or addictions or people that are like having gangbangs or people that are violent or psychotic. You know, I mean, primarily I want someone who is nice to me and who would never ever hurt me. But again, I've been like, oh, my advice to women: if you meet a guy that you're attracted to, but of course this would never apply to me because in general, you know, that imply someone being attracted to me and coming to ask me out. But the main point is this: even as much as I'm like, oh, I have been through such horrible experiences that I'm just going to be gay in the future. If a woman actually fucking came up to me and said, hi, I think you're cute, would it be okay if we grab a cup of coffee, something? I'm saying yes. Heck, I'm pretty sure if a random twink or femboy came up and said that to me, or a futa, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm saying yes. I'm not guaranteeing that I'm going to sleep with the person or something, but I'm just saying this. If a person comes up to me and fucking compliments me and tells me I'm attractive, I mean, honestly, my first thought is I'm going to look around and see if there's a hidden camera because obviously I'm being pranked and everyone's laughing at me. But, or maybe they're like trying to lure me someplace to where like there's going to be a bunch of people that are going to mug me and then I'll be murdered. So, but then again, I guess that's says something about my um how I view myself, that I feel that if I'm out there in public and anyone ever compliments me, it's like it's it has to be a lie, either because people are having a joke at my expense or they're trying to manipulate me, and not that someone could legitimately actually like me. Like I said before, I don't remember what a hug feels like. And I feel like I need at least 20 of those a day to be happy or something. And but yeah, like I said, on the one hand, yes, I want to share the anime titties with all you guys. I think they're awesome. But even if we completely ignore everything sexual about it and the boobs and have the person like I could probably ask Grok to make a version of this picture where she's fully clothed. Now granted you guys wouldn't be able to see the boobs, and again, it's not just the shape of the tits themselves, it's even the nipples and the areola, everything is drawn perfect in this picture. So the thumbnail you're looking at, the boobs are incredible in this picture. But you guys don't get to see that because, I can't just have tits in a thumbnail. As much as I want to, though. I really want to. But I can't. So you guys are probably just never, ever going to see those boobs ever. But just take my word for it. They're awesome boobs. They're just like the best boobs. I love these boobs. But aside from that, I think the art style is really good. I think it looks really nice the way it's drawn. And I know I've made a lot of different thumbnails, and of course, I haven't even shared half the ones that I've made yet. In terms of the thumbnails, like even if you look at all the thumbnails I've ever made, I haven't even shown you half of the Kurumi pictures I've made, and I plan to keep making more of them. I legitimately. It's like this: I have never made a sin off my Let's Plays, and I never will. But I really enjoy making the Let's Plays, or even just this rambling video that whatever the fuck this is. In the same regard, I I like making these fan art pictures. Even though some people would say it doesn't count as art or me making anything because it's an artificial intelligence making it. All I'm doing is giving a prompt. And like I said, if enough people ask nicely enough, then I'll share exactly how I'm phrasing this prompt. And honestly, like I said, when it comes to the punctuation thing, that's more so just a bit of stuff I've done at random. There's no, and again, it sometimes changes a little bit of stuff here and there. But the core idea of what I ask Grok to do, and again, part of it may just be the fact the AI knows what I want. But it's just, I like I like putting these prompts in and getting pictures. I like the surprise and the anticipation of what, image will be generated, and then being pleasantly surprised at how incredible I think the picture is. I enjoy the idea of making these fan arts of Kurumi, and I enjoy the idea of sharing them with all of you so that all of you guys get to see a picture that is completely new and unique. Sorry for rambling so much. Yeah. I need to go to bed. I'm sleepy. But alright, the cocaine monkey thing. Basically, they put IVs into monkeys and they gave the monkeys the ability to control switches. And basically, the monkeys could choose when to administer cocaine to themselves. So basically, they pull a switch and the IV would pump cocaine into their system. And they wanted to test what would monkeys do if they had the power to choose when and how to self-administer cocaine to themselves. And they found out that usually the monkeys will overdose themselves. They found that if you make a monkey into a cocaine addict, that it will not have self-control, and that it will just administer the drug to itself until it dies of an overdose. That apparently monkeys cannot control drug addictions. So the main purpose was, one, it proved that cocaine is addictive. Two, that if you give anyone the ability to just pump cocaine into their system and give them infinite cocaine, they won't live very long. They also tried what if happens if you just take the IV away and take away the cocaine ability whatsoever. And they found that the monkeys, that if you make them addicted to cocaine and then just take away the cocaine, they don't emotionally take to that very well. They have like really bad withdrawals and they become very, very upset. They like very agitated monkeys. Like, basically, imagine this with people. Like, imagine if you made a person a cocaine addict and then you just took all the cocaine away. Like, they would not be very happy. Though, to be fair, I don't think the monkeys consented to that. How do you ask a monkey for consent? For like, hey, can we lock you in a cage and fill you with cocaine? Like, I don't think that's a thing that. Heck, I think if anyone did give consent to that, I still think that should be ignored and be like, no, you're not allowed to have cocaine pumped to your veins because that's not good for you. And I feel like anyone who would agree to that is either being coerced, forced, or is mentally ill, or was already addicted to something. And I'm just saying this. I think that even if someone's like, yeah, I want cocaine, like, no, you still shouldn't give them cocaine. And again, it's just, I feel like, how do we decide what's ethical when it comes to experiments? Like, there was tons of experiments in the 60s and 70s. Like, there was one where, like, the Pit of Despair and the Harlow monkey. Like, what? It's like, what happens if you raise monkeys, but without actual other monkeys? And you just have, like, okay, here's a soft puppet monkey and a hard metal monkey with a bottle. Well, the monkey will feed off the one with the wire, and then it'll cuddle the one that's soft. It's like, okay, so we've learned that even monkeys desperately need affection and sensations of touch and closeness with another monkey in order to not. And it's like, and we also found that if you raise monkeys in such a way where you deprive them of love and give them tons of isolation, they just become suicidal and aggressive. Heck, there's Pit of Despair. Like, hey, what happens if we just remove all sensory things? We just lock a monkey in a dark area with no. It's like complete isolation, and it's dark, and they're all alone, but there's plenty of food. They just. They just starve themselves to death. Even though there's food there, they're like, they'd rather die. So we've learned that if you give a monkey severe depression, it kills itself. I don't know why we needed this experiment. I feel like one could be like, I feel like there's some ethical lines being crossed here. Anyway. So we spent an hour, and again, like I said, when I do make the videos, it's a lot of times I'm playing a episode, I'm not even going to unlock content. Like, I don't know when I'm actually going to finish the rest of the actual conspiracies in the game and get the actual ending of the game. Plus, there's an off-route ending where Clear Paranoid I've heard about, but I'd have to start a new game plus in order to do that one. So my ear itches again. But it's just, yeah. I don't know, did anyone listen to this video? If you did you actually enjoy listening to me? What are your thoughts on the sound of my voice? Or the manner in which I construct sentences or organize my thoughts? Or the fact that I just talked about anime titties? I don't know. And like I said, this isn't what all my videos are like, but I've made some videos like this where I just randomly ramble. At the end of the day, I just make whatever video I feel like making that day. So some days I make like a dozen videos. Some days I might go a few days without making a video. It's just, one, whatever I have time for, but also, it's just, I do whatever the fuck I feel like doing. And usually that's, not what people do. Usually people are making YouTube videos based on what will make the algorithm go brr and what will people actually want to listen to. Don't get me wrong, I would like it if people like the videos, but I'm not making videos based on what people would like. This is a place for me to talk about a filter and just be myself. And it's just, I just make whatever video I feel like making. It's like, whatever pops into my head that I want to do, I do it. And I can definitely say it makes for a little bit of a chaotic experience for anyone who does watch my channel. Because you don't fucking know what you're going to get from day to day. But I've made quite a few pictures of Kurumi already, and I haven't even used half of them as thumbnails yet. And I plan to make more. But it's just, yes, the ones that are hentai, I'm cool with that. I think hentai is amazing. It's just I can't use that for a thumbnail. I can't use that, and I can't share it with all of you guys. So like I said, you guys never get to see the boobs. I'm sorry. I want to show you guys boobies, but I can't. But I really want to. Then again, to be fair, I want to even more to motorboat those tits and suck on those nipples. But I can't do that. Because, it's a 2D picture. But more important than that is just the fact that I enjoy making these pictures. I enjoy making the fan arts with the AI. I enjoy just the cool pictures, like the art aesthetic. Like, the thumbnail that I just used for this one, or even just like go to my community posts. Though I do dislike the part of my community posts where like I post pictures of community posts and the resolution's shitty, so the picture's a little bit fuzzy, which kind of sucks. I want you guys to see the picture clearly, but it's like terrible resolution, and it's like it's kind of fuzzy looking, and it's like, oh, that sucks. But I'm just saying, I post the pictures of community posts. You guys can take a look there of some of the pictures. I posted a couple anyway. But it's just, even though those pictures aren't sexual, it's just, I like the art style. Like for the thumbnail that this one is, even though you guys don't get to see the boobs, look at the way the face is drawn. Look at the hair. Look at just everything about the character. It's just, I think the art is incredible, and I'm just glad I can make some amazing art of an amazing video game. And if anybody enjoys any of this, whether it's the picture I made or my rambling, I'm glad for that. I appreciate that. And like I said, I'll never make a cent from any of these videos. I never will. But I just like making these videos. So I mean, I'll never make a cent for any of these fan arts or AI pictures I make of Qtie. I'll never make a single cent off of that. But I still like doing it. I just like doing whatever the fuck this is. I like playing video games. I like reading books. I like amazing art and music. I like watching anime, and I'm gonna end the video, guys. I hope everyone out there has all the hugs and head pats you could ever want or need. And if you enjoyed the video, I really would appreciate it if you left a comment and let me know that you did. So, bye.